April is National Poetry Month, so I thought I'd share a personal poem for each day of the month. I've been accruing poems ever since I began writing them in 5th grade, thanks Mrs. Bird, and have quite a lot I could share. But over the course of my life, I have largely kept my feelings to myself, which means I haven't shared a lot of this before. In fact, it really wasn't until Elon's birth that I started putting myself out there. Poetry has always been my go-to form of expression, as it is an individual, personal thing. You can make it public, but it really begins as self-expression to oneself. Once you have kids, it really doesn't work that way. They don't care who is around you or what the situation is. If they want your attention or affection, you had better give it to them. And fortunately, I want to give it to them. Elon and Atticus have especially pulled expression out of me, and along with Catalina, they have made it easier for me to share of myself. So here's catching up for lost time. Since the first week of April is the week leading up to Catalina's birthday on the 6th, I thought I'd focus the first week's worth of poems on romantic love. The first poem I'm sharing is titled Unspoken. It was the first poem I wrote with Catalina in mind, though it wasn't a poem directed towards her. It was actually a poem that embodied my inner dialogue. I remember sitting in a Mexican airport waiting for a connecting flight back to Mexico City. I was deliberating whether or not I should share with Catalina how I felt. I wasn't a confident individual when it came to romantic pursuits, and I hadn't dated anyone for half a decade. This was a big decision. Unspoken is the conclusion of my deliberation. While most discussion of words focuses on how bad it is to say mean words, and how good it is to say nice words, my conclusion inverted this idea. In the poem, I speak of bad words left unspoken as rising to heaven, as their unspokenness is an honorable thing. But the good words left unspoken do not encounter the same fate. I concluded that to avoid pursuing Catalina with my words could lead to an eternal tragedy, and time has shown me how true that would have been. So here it is, the unspoken. Every day many words we say, but even more are left unspoken. Some filled with hate, some with love so great, and some we feel are just too open. At the end of the day, when these words go away, where is it that they all go? The words unwise to heaven do rise, the good descend to hell below. The words in our minds from malicious design are never intended to be uttered, and anger that feeds language from hateful seeds should never water those seeds in another. So all of these words that remain unheard because of a tame tongue that has left them unspoken, rise without blame, escaping the flames, to live forever, redeemed, unbroken. But all of the words filled with love and concern left unsaid leave an empty heart. For who can live with the thought of investing in naught except temporary pride that did silence impart? And at the end of the day, when these words go away, and the opportunity for love we did spurn, we'll think back on our silence, wish for another chance, and forever the unspoken will burn.